Hi students, welcome back. This is lecture 3 in our historic video lecture series. I have our lecture notes here. There are 20 words today, so twice as many as usual, but I will try to spend a little less time on each word. In other words, I'll try to go through it as quickly as I can. Are you ready? Let's begin. The first one, guys, I'm always surprised students don't know this word. It's a noun. Please repeat after me. Monarch. Monarch. Very simply, it just means king or queen. Can you think of a monarch? Of course, Elizabeth immediately comes to my mind, the British monarch. I think she's 95 years old. Of course, it doesn't have to be British. Take a look at this, guys. Here's an old Korean banknote. I think it's from the early 1970s, and there you can see King Sejong. This is what it looks like on the back. There's a picture of Gyeongbokgung. So, Korean monarch. I'm sure you're familiar with this. And there's Mugunghwa there. Take a look at this, guys. This is not a monarch, but still cool. This is another banknote from the early 70s, and this is military admiral and general Yi Sun-shin, I believe is the correct pronunciation. Take a look at this. Look at the denomination. Obegwon. Pretty cool. I just thought I'd show it to you. My hobby is coin collecting, and I don't remember where I bought this. It wasn't very much, though. What do you think? Should I try to spend it at GS25? Your professor is rich. I have Obegwon. Anyway, I just thought I would share that with you. Let's see here. Monarch. What is that in Korean? Kunju. I knew that. Monarch. Students, remember that word. Again, I'm always surprised my students aren't familiar with that word. Let's go to the next one. It's a noun. Vermin. Do you know vermin? Whenever I hear vermin, I immediately just think of rats, mice, but it's a really broad term. There's a lot of insects and animals that kind of fall into that category. Is there a glare? Can you guys, let me try to, no, that makes it worse. Oh, there we go, that's a little better. Okay, so vermin, a catch-all term just means including many things that can be used for any small animals or insects that we think of as pests, like a nuisance. For example, rats, mice, cockroaches, along with pests to farmers and the animals they raise, like coyotes and weasels are vermin. I never thought of a coyote or, well, I guess a weasel could be vermin. But anyway, even to me, that was a little unexpected. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Rats. Guys, remember monarch? I meant to show you this. I do this all the time. Take a look at this. In Miguk, we have what's called a monarch butterfly. I don't know why it's called that, except perhaps it is the king or queen of butterflies. Anyway, going back to vermin, here we go. A little dormouse. This is disgusting, but a good example. Yuck! I hate cockroaches. This is a weasel. Can you think of any examples of vermin? What about a raccoon? Skunk? They smell really good. Do you have skunks in Korea? I've never seen one. I guess they can be cute. Hey, goyangi, are you confused? It's a cat that looks like a skunk. Spider could be considered vermin. And this surprised me. Even a rabbit. I think I like rabbits, but if you're a farmer, they can eat your vegetables, so they can be a nuisance. Fox. Anyway, that's vermin. Let's see here. The room was crawling with roaches and other vermin, so maybe mice or rats or something like that. Hopefully your home does not have any vermin. Let's go to the next one, guys. It's an adjective, arduous. This is a good one. I use this word. Please say it with me. Arduous. Just means difficult. Something difficult. What do I have? Involve intense effort and difficulty. Okay. So guys, I'm just gonna make up a sentence. Last year, I went to Bukhansan. The climb to the peak was arduous. It was very difficult. That's it. Arduous, difficult. For example, an arduous task, a difficult task. You could ask someone how their experience was, and you could reply simply, very short sentence, it was arduous. Next, oh, I like this one. I must confess, I don't use it very often. I'm at the top of the second page, guys. Chortle, it's a verb. It just means to laugh. I have to laugh merrily, just means happily, and nasally. So let me try. Did you hear that? It's like, that's chortling. Do you chortle? Sometimes, maybe if I'm laughing really hard, I might do that. Or if I drink alcohol, maybe I might chortle, but not very often. Anyway, guys, very simply, chortle. It sounds a little bit like turtle, but the pronunciation is or, like and or, so chortle. Please say it with me, chortle. And I have just a simple example. Taking a sip of tea, he chortled at her joke, spilling some of his drink. So he chortled, he laughed. That's it. Next, lament. This is a very good one, guys. Not hard, just means regret or feel some remorse. I have, express deep regret. Look at the example, guys. I circled it on my paper. You see where I am? As an old man, he lamented all the opportunities he had wasted while younger. So, as an old man, he regretted the opportunities that passed him by. Iheheseyo. Lament, please say it with me. Lament. Very simply, guys, just means to feel regret. I'll give you a very quick example. Many years ago, I had a friend. His name was Andrew Latonich, and he and I, we worked together at a bookstore, believe it or not. Anyway, he was in an accident and he died, age 25. And I lament never having told him, I love you, like a brother. And when I moved to Korea, we kind of lost touch. We were no longer communicating as often as we once did, and that's true for all of my friends. Anyway, I kind of wish I had sent him an email or called him on the telephone, but I didn't, and I lament that. 이해하세요? That is lament. Can you think of anything that you lament? Perhaps you lament registering for my class. I hope not. Let's go to the next one, guys. This is advanced English. I don't use it a lot myself, but it's good to know. It's an adjective, ineffable. Please say it with me. Ineffable. Very simply, guys, it means impossible to put into words, beyond description. What do I have here? Impossible to describe or to put into words. Too great, too powerful, too beautiful to be described or expressed in words. For example, and this comes right from your handout here, guys. I underlined it in my paper. Your parents might feel an ineffable sadness and pride when watching their youngest child graduate from high school or college. 이해하세요? Ineffable sadness. So sad, you just cannot put it into words. Or, in this example, ineffable pride. So you feel so proud of your son or daughter's achievement, it's hard to express in words. Indeed, so hard, almost impossible. Let's see here. I'll give you an example. It's not on your handout, but I'm very close to my parents, and trying to express love, how much you love someone. It could be falling in love, like romantic, but in this case, I'm just talking about my mom and dad. In Korea, you have Parents' Day, but in Migook, we separate it. Mother's Day and Father's Day. And every year, particularly as my mom and dad get older, I write them a letter or a card, and I really try to express my gratitude for all that they have done for me. And though I try very carefully and I express my heart sincerely, whenever I read it, it always feels incomplete. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't capture all of my feelings for my mom and my dad in words. My love for my mom and my dad is ineffable. It is beyond description. Incidentally, people who are excellent at this, even though English is my first language, poets or songwriters tend to have a certain skill at expressing feelings, articulating language better than the average person. So anyway, that's ineffable. Impossible to describe in words. Ineffable. Okay. Let's quickly, just as an example, guys, I don't know, this is not the best example, but when I look at the night sky and I think about, I don't know, the size of the universe and my place in it, or the beauty of something. For example, guys, take a look at this. Do you guys know this? Northern Lights, I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember the name. You know what I'm talking about. And you can see this in Scandinavian countries, I think, like Iceland, Finland, Sweden, and it's, look at this person. Can you imagine that? Imagine you go to Canada or wherever it's possible to see it, and you return to Korea and you tell someone, I saw the Northern Lights, and they're like, oh really? How was it? Beautiful? Not good enough. Astounding. Nope. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Still not good enough. Something like this, my dear students, I think, for those who have seen it, it's probably ineffable. The experience was ineffable. It's just beyond words. Do you understand? That's ineffable. Okay, moving on, guys. Where am I? Next one, easy. Puny. Please say it with me. Puny just means small or weak in size or power. Take a look at this. Look at this little boy. Is he big? Is he muscular? No. He's puny. So puny. Anyway, I guess most boys look like this. He's probably about 5 or 6 years old, I'm guessing. Puny little kid. That's it, guys. Puny means small and weak. Moving right along. Look at the next one. You probably won't use this next one very often, but I do see it a lot in newspaper headlines. Hegemony. Please say it with me. Hegemony. The domination. Whenever I hear this word, I think about nation states. So any country in the world. Germany, France, USA. The dominance of one nation over another. Influence or control over another country or group of people. Let's see here. Look at the example. I circled it on the second one. I circled it on my handout. You see where I am, guys? So right now, guys, the United States, so here's a picture of China. The United States and China are battling for hegemony in Asia. So USA and Washington and Beijing are seeking influence in Asia. Of course, I do not say this out of patriotism or pride, but USA would like hegemony over the entire planet. Look at this next example, just below this next definition. So, especially of countries, the position of being the strongest and most powerful, and therefore able to control others. That's hegemony. Look at the example. The three nations competed for regional hegemony. And another example, guys, this comes straight from your handout here. After defeating the Spanish Armada, so Spanish fleet of ships, after defeating the Spanish Armada in 1588, so 16th century, Great Britain gained hegemony over the Atlantic Ocean and retained it for centuries to come. So they had influence over the North and South Atlantic Ocean. Okay, that's that. Hegemony. Next, easy. It's a noun. Please repeat after me. Bedlam. Bedlam just means chaos, or in Korean you say chaos, utter chaos. Look at the example. Right from your handout here, guys. Bedlam broke out. That's a phrasal verb. It means happened or occurred. Bedlam broke out in the lecture hall when a giant rat scurried across the front of the room. So some vermin came into the classroom and people were freaking out. There was bedlam. I'm a little embarrassed to tell you this, but when I was a teenager, there was a techno club that was very popular, and it was called Bedlam. Okay, moving on, guys. Next, valiant. Please repeat after me. Valiant just means brave or heroic. And whenever I hear this word valiant, please say it with me. Valiant. And make sure you hit the T at the end. Valiant. Good. I always think about knights. Like knights in shining armor. This is from a museum. I have this association that knights are brave and heroic. A valiant knight. Let's see here. My dear students, do you know the legend of King Arthur and the Round Table? There was, I guess, one of the more famous knights in this legend was Lancelot. Do you know him? Lancelot? He supposedly was their bravest knight. And I did not know this, but he had a son named Galahad. You don't have to know this for the test, but the example on your handout, Sir Galahad, so Lancelot's son, Sir Galahad was a valiant knight of King Arthur's Round Table. So he was a brave knight. Are you valiant? I don't feel valiant, but I wish I was. Courageous. What is that in Korean? Dunhohan? Or Young Menghan? Did not know that. Anyway, valiant, brave. Next. Okay, this is a good one. I don't use it a lot, but I know it. It's pretty common. Ascertain. Do you know this word? Ascertain means to find out something. Or, in my mind, determine. What do I have here? Find out something for certain. Look at the examples, guys. This comes straight from your handout here. Police tried to ascertain the cause of the accident. So, police tried to find out. Yeah, police tried to find out what happened. Look at the next example. There's not a lot of context here, but before making our final plans, so maybe it's a group of students planning to travel to Miguk or Europe. Before making our final plans, we should ascertain exactly how much money we will have for expenses. In other words, guys, before our trip, we need to determine exactly how much money we're going to need for transportation, hotel, food, etc. So ascertain, find out, or determine. Got it? Good. What is that in Korean? 확인하다? Do you know that? Am I saying it correctly? 확인하다? Or 확정하다? This is not on your handout, guys, but just another simple example. The fire department has thus far, so up until now, has been unable to ascertain the cause of the fire. What does that mean? So firefighters have thus far, maybe they will next week, but right now they have thus far been unable to ascertain the cause of the fire. What does that mean? Firefighters have been unable to determine the cause of the fire. Was it deliberately started by someone? Was it an electrical fire? Firefighters have yet to ascertain how the fire started. Just means determine. Okay, moving on. Next, easy. It's an adjective, livid. Means angry, furious, or enraged. Please say it with me. Livid. Livid. I was livid. She was livid. He was livid. So he was extremely angry. Students, hopefully you don't feel angry very often, but in the future, instead of saying angry, replace it with livid. Your English will automatically be better. So, I was livid. What is livid? Angry. That's it. Next, another adjective. Excruciating. Please say it with me. Excruciating. One more time, please, for me. Excruciating. It means painful, very painful. It can also mean boring or embarrassing, but we'll get to that in a second. Whenever I hear this word, I just think painful. So for example, guys, I got AstraZeneca vaccine and it gave me an excruciating headache all day. 이해했어요? An excruciating headache? What is that? Very painful. That's it. Let's see here. As I mentioned, guys, it can also mean boring or embarrassing. Look at the third example. I circled it on my paper. You see where I am? Hit pause if you need to. This is kind of a long example, but evolutionary psychologists today are finding that feelings of excruciating embarrassment might actually be good for us. Some believe that embarrassment may be taken as a sign that you are a more altruistic person. That just means caring, thoughtful, kind. Indeed, demonstrating discomfort or embarrassment can make you seem kinder and more likable. So here's a polar bear who appears to be suffering from excruciating embarrassment. And let's see here. As I mentioned, guys, it can also mean boring. Like so. This is how I imagine students appear when they watch my lecture. Excruciatingly boring. Let's see here. By the way, I just used it as an adverb. Excruciatingly painful, excruciatingly embarrassing, excruciatingly boring. Let's see, I'm trying to think of another example. This is not on your handout, but if someone were to ask me, how was the flight from Korea to America? You could just make a simple sentence like, oh God, it was excruciating. That's a little vague. Maybe my back from sitting, it's a 12, 13-hour flight from Incheon to Migguk. So it's a little vague. You need some more context, but, or it could be boring, But anyway, you can make a simple sentence like, how was your journey? How was your trip? Oh God, it was excruciating. Please say it with me. it was excruciating. In that, literally it means painful or boring, but in that sentence just means uncomfortable or unpleasant. It was excruciating. I hope you do not find my lecture to be excruciating. Okay, moving on, guys. The next one, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. It's a noun, realm. Please repeat after me. Realm means kingdom. Actually, it has another meaning, but for the test, I just want you to know this one. Kingdom, what is that? Hwangguk? Hwangguk? Okay. So, realm, kingdom. Next, this is a hard one. I must admit I don't use this one very often, but I see it written. Cajole. It's a verb, I think, yeah. Guys, say it with me. Cajole. Cajole. One more time. Let's make it past tense. Cajoled. Cajoled. It means persuade. Persuade someone who doesn't want to do something to do it. Let me say it again. It means to persuade or convince someone to do something that they don't want to do. Usually, I don't know if I have this on your handout or not, it's by saying things to flatter them, like, come on, we'll have a great time. It's no fun without you. So you're trying to get the person, he or she does not want to go wherever, and you're like, oh, come on, let's go, please. You're cajoling them. It's just no fun without you. I promise you'll have a great time. That could be a false promise. Maybe, it might be excruciating for them, but you're making a false promise that they're going to have a great time, when in fact, maybe they won't. Anyway, cajole, let's see here. Guys, look at the synonyms. Do you see where I am? I put 5 stars. Guys, in my world, that means important. Do you see where I am? I don't know if I can get it to focus. 5 stars by the synonyms. I know it's backwards. But persuade, convince. Whenever I hear the word cajole, that's what I think. Persuade, convince. And where am I? Look at the second example. It's a good one. Do you see where I am? Hit pause if you need to. Right below synonyms. She cajoled me into accompanying her. So she persuaded me into going with her to some place. She cajoled me into going. She convinced me. Got it? She cajoled me into accompanying her. Let me think of another example. So goyangi, sometimes they go up a tree and get stuck. And they're scared, and you're trying to, the cat was unable, we were unable to cajole the cat out of the tree. Like, come on, here, kitty, here, I have a snack for you. Something like that. We were unable to cajole or coax the cat down. And in Miguk, we have to call the fire department to get Mr. Kitty out of the tree. All right, so that's cajole. Persuade or convince someone to do something, usually by flattering them, saying nice things. What's next? What is cajole? I'm not sure how to say this. Hua yu hada? Hua yu hada? Godi gida? Cool. I did not know that. Anyway, I'm sure my pronunciation is terrible. Let's go to the next one, guys. We're making good progress. This next one, it's a verb. See where I am, guys? We're almost finished. Hang in there with me. Reverberate. I have reverberating. Reverberate, excuse me, it's like a sound that bounces, like an echo. A loud noise that's repeated several times, what do I have here, as an echo. So for example, my, name, is, Scott. That's reverberating. My voice is reverberating. And look at the example, guys. There's a good one here. The rescue team heard the miner's voice reverberating through the caves. So the sound was echoing, like help, 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 or something like that. Got it? Reverberate? Anyway, it's an echo, a sound that echoes. Wu-rida? Wu-lida? I know my pronunciation's terrible. Okay, reverberate, I can say it, is an echo. Next one, it's a good one. It's a verb. Please repeat after me. Falter. Falter. Please say it with me. Falter. Good. What do I have here? To lose strength or purpose and stop. Or almost stop. So I have several examples. Each one is good in their own way. So her friends, you see where I am, guys? Read these with me. Her friends never faltered in their belief in her. So the strength of their confidence in her or her success never lessened. 유익하고. Let me say it once more. Her friends never faltered in their belief in her. So their belief in her ability to succeed, or whatever. Look at the next one. His career, began to falter. So falter can also mean to stop being strong or powerful, to begin to fail or weaken. So his career began to falter. His career is not doing so good. 유익하고. His career began to falter. So his career started to lose strength, for lack of a better word. It started to fail. What else? Again, another example. These are all similar. The business was faltering. It was doing poorly due to poor management. It's another example. Their initial optimism has faltered. Interesting. Their initial optimism, so initially they were very optimistic. It could be in anything, guys. A major, the future of the price of Bitcoin. Their initial optimism has faltered. So it has lost some of its strength, or it has, their optimism has weakened. All right, that's falter. Study it. Next. Oh my God. Regicide. Students, you know homicide? It means murder. Literally, to kill a Homo sapien. The vocabulary word here is regicide. Do you know regicide? It means to murder a king or queen. So to murder a monarch. Do you remember monarch? Yeah, king or queen. So regicide means to kill a king or queen. Have you ever thought about committing regicide? No? Good. Let's see here. Well, guys, I don't want to gross you out, but when was this? So here's some examples. When was this? I think this is, gosh, I'm ashamed I don't know the date. Anyway, there was a civil war in England. When was it? 1600s? I can't remember exactly. Anyway, well, I don't want to gross you up, but King Charles, he was murdered. They decapitated him. They cut off his head. Same thing. What do I have here? I think this is Louis XVI during the French Revolution. You can see him here, and you can't see it, but there's a guillotine in the background. Take a good look at that. So these guys, they're about to commit regicide. Do you know this, guys? It's a French invention. It's a guillotine. It's like a blade, and you can see the prisoner's head is in there. Oh my God. And they pull the string and the blade comes down. Do you remember I was telling you about Louis XVI? So this is in Paris. And again, here you can see the guillotine and his executioners and the crowd looking upon. Well, that's regicide. To kill a monarch. Okay, 2 more, guys, and we'll be done. Please, I know you must be feeling tired. Hang in there with me. We're almost finished. This next one's so easy. It's a noun. Feline. Do you know feline? It just means goyangi. By the way, this is just a coincidence. I didn't plan this, but yeah. A feline is a member of the cat family. Yeah, a lion, of course, is a feline. This is a very fast feline. Yeputa. A leopard is a feline. I have an example. The tiger is the largest member of the feline family. Nature is beautiful. Except mosquitoes. Yeah. Panther. Just another photograph of tiger. I believe they are indigenous to Indo. And this photograph, if I'm not mistaken, was taken in Russia, in Siberia. Kenyepeta. Do you have a feline in your home? Do you have a pet cat? By the way, feline can be wild cat or, domesticated. Maybe you have a dog? I don't have any pets, but when I was a young boy, I had 2 cats, and their names were Shushu and Sock Sock. Okay, last one, and then we're done, guys. It's a noun. Please repeat after me. Eon. 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 Eon, guys. I have kind of a technical definition. A long, indefinite period of time. I have thousands of years, but in my own mind, guys, an eon is a really, really super long, impossible to measure length of time. Actually, there is a definition. I don't know if it's 1,000,000 years, 10 million years, 10 billion years, maybe 1 billion, I don't know, but there is a mathematical definition for eon. Oh, I forgot. Gosh, I hate it when I do that. One more feline, guys. Meow. I always do that. Anyway, eon. Let's see here. Look at the example. 잠시만요. I have something special I want to show you. But there's a group of ajumas walking by. Okay, look at the example here. I circled it. You see where I am, guys? Eons ago, dinosaurs roamed, so they walked. There's a glare. Can you see that, guys? How do I fix that? Oh, there's a picnic. No. Oh no, come on. Is that any better? Whenever I'm making these videos, the sun is shifting. Oh, that's better. Okay. Oh, good. So, as I was saying, eons ago, dinosaurs roamed the earth. Do you know what kind of dinosaur this is? It's called a triceratops. And believe it or not, guys, I've seen this dinosaur. This photograph was taken at the Natural History Museum in New York City. And I couldn't believe it, but believe it or not, guys, take a look at this. This is a photograph of your professor in 1986. Let's see, I was 8 years old, in front of the same dinosaur. That's right, I was young once. But now, I am a dinosaur. Guys, one more thing I want to say about eon. Oftentimes, it's used for humorous or rhetorical effect. Look at the example, the last one. I haven't seen him in eons. 이해했어요? So, not literally, but it just means it's almost a kind of slang, like I haven't seen him or her in eons. I haven't seen him in a very long time. I feel like I haven't been in the classroom in eons. Got it? Long time. All right, my dear students. Oh, one more thing. I just want to show you something. Take a look at this. This is the Grand Canyon in Arizona, in Miguk. I've never been there. Maybe some of you have. And this water is the Colorado River. And at one time, this water was yogi. It was here. But eons and eons, the moving water cut a canyon in the stone. Again, I've never been there, I would like to go. If you have time, you can take a boating excursion inside the canyon. And again, this is the Colorado River, which after eons cut this canyon. How long is an eon? Forever, you know, million years, millions and millions of years. Again, just another photograph. Here's someone's boat. And took eons to make. You don't have to go to the Grand Canyon to see this. I mean, you can go to, you know, Halasan or Soraksan. I mean, all the geographical features took eons to make or create and shape. All right, guys. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.